Would you believe someone once paid nearly $50 just to buy an empty iPhone box on eBay? No phone, no accessories, just the box, sealed, crisp edges, listed as a collectible item. Sounds crazy, right? But here's what's even crazier. Every year, millions of dollars are spent on boxes just like that. And not just iPhone boxes, MacBook, iPad, AirPods, anything, as long as it's from Apple. Why? Why does something that's supposed to be just packaging become something people actually want to keep, collect, and even sell as if it were a rare item? Is this just the power of branding? Or is there something deeper, something quietly influencing the way we behave as consumers, even when we think we're being perfectly rational? In this video, you'll discover a lesser-known story behind Apple, a small detail that might change the way you think about selling, marketing, and how to truly leave an impression. You'll see why modern consumers buy not just for features, but for how a product makes them feel. You'll understand how a tiny emotional experience can become a long-term competitive edge. And most importantly, you'll realize even as a small business owner, you can still create moments that your customers never forget, just like Apple does. But before we get to that, let's rewind to the time when Apple was still trying to change the world, starting with the smallest detail no one paid attention to: the box. Back in Apple's early days, when the world still saw phones as just phones, Steve Jobs wasn't spending hours discussing chips or screen resolution. He was obsessing over the packaging. Not many people know this, but for Jobs, opening an Apple product had to feel like a ceremony. He once told the design team, "Customers have just a few seconds to feel your brand. Make sure they remember it." That was the start of something strange and obsessive. The team tested hundreds of box versions just to fine-tune the speed of the lid sliding off. Too fast, and it felt cheap. Too slow, and it was frustrating. It had to be just right, smooth, deliberate, creating a sense of anticipation, like unwrapping something sacred. Jony Ive, Apple's legendary design chief, later recalled, "We spent months making sure the box took exactly 7 seconds to open, because those 7 seconds would shape how customers felt about Apple for the next 7 years. Unbelievable? Maybe, but Steve Jobs understood something few entrepreneurs did at the time. First impressions plant the seeds of loyalty. If you could make someone feel special, even when they're just opening a box, you're not just selling a product. You're building a relationship. But can something as simple as opening a box really make that much of a difference? Or was it just the obsession of a perfectionist genius? In 2015, a story went viral on Chinese tech forums. A young man paid nearly 300 yuan just to buy the empty box of an old iPhone. No device, no charger, no earbuds. Just the box, still in decent condition, no torn corners. When asked why he bought something so useless, he simply smiled and said, "To put it on my desk. Just looks premium." This wasn't an isolated case. In China's online resale market, there was a time when people would actively hunt for old Apple boxes, not to scam others, but to repackage refurbished or knockoff products. Why? Because they knew one thing. If the product came in an Apple box, buyers were more likely to trust it and to feel like it was worth the money. Why does a box, something most people throw away right after unboxing, hold that kind of power? Behavioral psychologists have studied this phenomenon. They found that the emotions people feel while unboxing a product don't come solely from the item itself, but from the entire unboxing experience. Colors can increase feelings of trust. The weight and firmness of the box signal high quality. The soft sound of the lid sliding off triggers the senses, making the moment feel significant. And most importantly, opening a box releases dopamine, the same hormone that makes us feel happy when receiving a gift. Apple understands this well. And they've used it not just to beautify packaging, but to craft a feeling. You're holding something premium, refined, and unmistakably Apple. Do you think a box can actually influence your buying decision, or is it all just clever marketing? The answer lies in how Apple turned every second of unboxing into an art form the whole world would copy. Ever since the day Steve Jobs decided the box wasn't just a container, Apple began quietly creating a ritual, the unboxing ritual. The iPhone box is thick, sturdy. The lid is designed to fit snugly, so it glides open slowly, building suspense. The Apple logo is embossed, crisp, and clean. As soon as you open it, the product is centered, displayed like a sacred item, with nothing extra to distract your gaze. Only afterward do you find the instructions and accessories neatly packed beneath, minimalistic, as if supporting a central masterpiece. No excess plastic, no tangled cords. Everything follows the philosophy of less but meaningful. Enough to make you feel that what you're holding was prepared with respect. None of this happened by chance. It was the result of months of testing, adjusting the box's fit, its internal padding, even the exact angle at which the product should rest, so it looks perfect in the first moment. And then something fascinating happened. The world began to follow. A new YouTube trend emerged, the unboxing video. Videos where people did nothing but open boxes. No feature reviews, no performance tests, just unboxing and feeling. From watches, phones, lipsticks to kids' toys. Even small startups started investing in packaging. Some beauty brands added scented paper, handwritten notes, embossed logos. A leather goods store gave away cotton pouches and thank you cards written by hand. They weren't competing on price. They were competing on emotion. Because modern consumer behavior is no longer about what you buy. It's about how you feel when you buy it. And today's business strategy isn't centered around features. It revolves around experience. So if you're selling anything, have you really put thought into your customer's unboxing moment? Or are you still treating the box as just trash? In the end, why do people pay real money for an empty Apple box? Not because the box is special, but because it makes them feel like they're part of something elite, an experience, a moment worth remembering. This story leaves us with three truths. First, modern consumers make decisions based more on emotion than logic. Second, the unboxing experience, though small, can create massive differentiation. And third, you don't need to build the next iPhone to do this. You just need to start with one simple question. How will someone feel the first time they touch what you're selling? If you're in business, don't just ask, will they buy it? Also ask, how will they feel when they receive it? Have you ever kept an Apple box? Or bought something just for the unboxing experience? Share your story below. It might just inspire someone else. And if you want more unexpected, inspiring, and sometimes counterintuitive business stories that changed the game, drop the name of a brand you'd like me to explore next. Who knows? Your choice might spark the next story that inspires thousands more.